All right, day 13, and I thought I would yawn real quick. So this is going to be my character from Trials of the Samurai Clown. This is another one of the circus performers. It's not the clown and it's not the ringmaster. This is the knife thrower. So I'm going to do this guy real quick. Was that a little teeny bug or something on that? All right, so I'm trying to get this position in. He's going to be leaning and throwing his knives or stars, whichever one I choose to put in his, well, take out of his hands anyway. So we'll start out with the torso. Let me get that lean. I want to get that lean and that leg. Remember gesture drawings, because see, I'm back into it now, so I can do like the gesture drawings, the few gesture drawings, a few seconds of drawing of gesture, which should give you everything that you need to do your picture. Let's see, maybe I might want to lean them over a little bit more. I don't know, I'm not sure. Get that curve, so the house is going to be over here. So that means the head has got to be here. Shoulders are going to be round. And then once you get that quick gesture, you kind of rough it out to actually find out where you want to place everything. Keeping in mind your proportions, because when you're doing rough, it's hard to get the camera to focus. I don't know how long it's been unfocused, but I'm sorry, I didn't really look at the monitor. Get a little curve to the body. The leg is probably going to be, the leg is not going to probably, it is long, it's a little long. So put the knee right up in here, and then go from there. Just stop about right there. I'm going to check in my monitor every now and then. And this guy, he's a young guy. He's not really thick, big and bulky like the other guys, so I have to be mindful of not over musculizing him. Musculizing, is that a word? Musculizing. So at this point, I can say, okay, this is too tall or this is too short, and then bring it down a little bit. So let me work my way up. This is going to be his waist, hips. This is going to be the waist, and this is going to be the torso. So pretty close, pretty close. Now what I'm going to do now is narrow it down a little bit, cut it down a little bit. And this guy is going to have his arms across. A lot of people have their arms out when they throw stuff. I'm going to bring him in. So that's why I rounded his shoulders off. So I'm going to bring him in. So that shoulder is going to come around into that delt, which is going to be about right here. And then I'm going to get this other arm. I'm going to use cylinders for the time being, because it's easier to use cylinders. So I'm going to put that hand about right here, if that's possible. If that's possible, of course it's possible. So that hand is going to be a little bigger, because it's going to be in perspective. We have this. And then we have the other arm coming around. Torso. So his collarbone is going to be up like this. So that's where his delt's going to be. This one's going to be here. And that's the only part about gesture drawing, is you get so many lines. So this one's going to come like down, using that cylinder again, and it's going to be under his arm. Let's see what I can do with this. And get a finger here, one down, and one kind of tucked under. arm is going to be somewhere here. This one's going to be, again, this one's going to be straight. You with me, camera? Straight. Out. This one's going to be out again, and this one's going to be down. As I say, he's not going to be a big muscular kind of guy. So I may shrink these legs a little bit, which is no big thing, because this is what I was wanting right here, this to work. And then put the head. Now, in order to, if your body is like a little big, but you're scared to erase it, and you don't want the person to be like really muscular like that, or you don't want to erase it because it looks good, but it's too big for what you wanted, you make the head a little bigger. And then that will shrink the body down. So chest is here, it's come around here, and then here. This is the point of the house. The legs are going to come like this, realistically. Down. This one's going to be here. And it doesn't really take long. Once you get the body right, once you get that your gesture stuff down, your gesturing down, it doesn't take long. It's just refining it and making sure your proportions are right. And as I always say, stop. When you draw and you're like, yeah, that looks good, just stop to make sure, walk away, and then come back later, and then you can see if something is too off, a little off, or not right. If something doesn't look right and you can't figure it out, it probably is not right. You should be happy with something and then say, yeah, that's good, that's good. But that's why you walk away. You walk away. You don't want to just draw something and say, oh, it came out right the first time, because it may not have. But because you're so into it, another thing you can do is turn your picture upside down. And then you can say, like I would say, this is just a hair bit too long, just by turning it upside down and seeing it from a different light, shall we say. So I'm going to bring this in. It's a little better. And that all depends on the angle of the leg. It's like this is a long pencil until I turn it this way and it becomes really short pencil. So yeah, that depends on the leg. So he is jumping and throwing, because that's his ability. The knife thrower, and he has a bunch of knives and stuff on his back. He just has a bunch of knives. And some of the backstory is when he was young, he had bad eyes. He had bad eyes, so he wears really thick lenses to see, and he was bullied by the kids in school. So he really had no friends. So every day he would go to the creek. It was like a nearby creek, go into the woods, and there's a nearby creek. And he would just throw rocks out of anger. He would just throw rocks in the water out of anger, because he knew that he had to be bullied every day. So he started setting up little bottles and cans and stuff that he would find, and he would throw rocks at him every day until he just became just so great at throwing. And then he went to a circus. As he got older, he went to a little traveling circus, and he saw the guy, the knife thrower at the circus, and blah blah blah. I don't want to get too much into the story. He hired this guy because he couldn't, the circus guy, he couldn't throw anymore. And so he saw this guy, and he's like, I would like to do that, because he wanted to get out of town. He wanted to just get away. So he ended up hiring him as the replacement knife thrower, because he realized his talents. This guy was like crazy good. Even though he had little thick glasses, and he fell in love with the guy's daughter, who was the one that he was throwing knives at. And there's a lot of mafia and stuff involved. And I'm swinging my hands because there's a little gnat flying around here. So yeah, check out the book, Trials of the Samurai Clown. I don't get into his story yet because I'm still into the clown and him running away from the circus. And if this is your first time being on the channel. Why am I choking up? The Trials of the Samurai Clown is about a circus, and these circus performers are one of the world's top assassins because they travel around the world doing jobs, being hired to do jobs, because everybody loves the circus. Everybody loves the circus. You go to the circus. So these guys go around and do these performances, as they call it. These are hits that they call a performance. So if they're ever talking on the phone or something like that, you can't say, oh, we're going to assassinate this guy. We're going to put on a special performance for this guy. So if you're a king or a diplomat or something, you get a special VIP seat in the circus where they perform for you, basically. One of the tricks that they do is like a spike pie, is what they call it. But they wouldn't go in a circus. But they do their research on you, and they find out like things that you're allergic to, just all kind of things about you. And when they have the little pie thing or squirt the water on people, in the audience, it mixes with the person's DNA, gets in his blood system, and the circus is gone. And maybe like 2 days later, you have like a massive heart attack, or that person has a massive heart attack, and it all seems natural. So these guys are like masters at what they do, and it's all kind of revolved around the martial arts. Everybody has their own skill set, and yeah, it's a good story. I don't want to say I'm still developing it. I'm writing it now, but it's going to be a minute before I get to the other characters like the ringmaster and the fat lady, as you say, because when you always say it's not over until the fat lady sings. The fortune teller. You have the animal tamer, the strong guy, the acrobats, which are triplets. It is Billy, it is Jean, and Billie Jean, which is the girl. 2 boys and a girl, triplets. They are the acrobats. So, okay, I've got this done so far, or as far as I need to go, because he's like in a one piece, and he has his belts, or his weapons. So let me shrink these fingers down a little bit, and maybe do a better job on them. You have to get a pencil, which means I have to turn my light on, because pencil has a glare. In my light. And the thumb, let's put the thumb down here where I can see it, where you can see it. Elbow right here is a little muscle that comes around here and goes in there and there. This elbow is going to go right up into here. And I say this guy, he's not really muscular, so you're not going to get a lot of muscles. You just get like the shape of the muscles, not a lot of muscles. Same thing here with that delt. This arm coming around. And I had the question at one point, somebody was afraid to put their characters up because somebody was going to steal their characters. But if you put the character up on YouTube, or if you put it out where people can see it, then everybody knows it's yours. Somebody can try to steal it, but you already put yours up, say like December or September, 18th. That's when it goes up, or that's when it went out. If you put it on Facebook or whatever, then that thing is basically kind of time stamped when you put it up. So that's the rights that you have, that you did it. So if you see your character, you're like, wait a minute, let's check out Facebook when I uploaded this, and how many hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands of people has seen my character. So don't be afraid to put your character out, because somebody might come up with something like that you have, and just out of the blue, and then you lose everything because you were so afraid that somebody's going to steal it, that somebody came up with that same idea. Somebody once said ideas are like clouds going over you. You just reach up, people reach up and they grab them and they pull them down, and that's theirs. And to some extent, I kind of believe that's true, because if you wait too long for anything, somebody's going to bring it up. Somebody's going to get it out, because that idea floats over everybody. It's just who's the one that's going to be smart enough and quick enough to reach up and grab it. So I'm thinking I don't want him too long. He's skinny, but I don't want him too long. And that's maybe looking maybe a little bit too long for me. Actually, because he's skinnier, he is getting a little long. So this is going to be this. His chest is going to be right here and here. This is lats, which is small right here. So this is going to be this stomach. So I'll put this about right here. I'll put that tuna can about right here, which means I will just have to bring that. The legs are simple, to erase. I mean, if I worked on a hand for like 30 minutes, then I would try to work around that hand. I'd erase something else to keep that hand, because I caught hell drawing it. So yeah, it's easy to erase some legs than it is a whole hand or a wonderful face. That is why you do the face last. You spend so much time on one little piece, and then that one little piece, or that the rest is wrong compared to that one little piece that you've done. So that kind of pisses you off and just takes the wind out of your sail. All right, so here. Get off the pencil now. A little more leg. In there. Where's my thing? Knee here. I could deal with that. Now I need to find this guy's uniform so I can put it on him. Well, let me do some face real quick. His hair is the thing. So we got his chin, and is he going to be looking this way? He can be. I'm going to have him look this way or straight at you. I'm going to have him look this way since he's jumping away from there. So we have the chin, the jawbone, and the head. Give him some neck, a little bit of neck. So I need a picture of this guy. All right, so this is the actual character here. This is his outfit, and he has these little knives strapped around his leg, and he also has like a round backpack on his back, and they have knives that come up. It's like springed up. So when he pulls one out, it shifts around and another one pops up. So he can just keep reaching and throwing his knives from his backpack. So these are the characters here. This is him right here. This is red, and he's got these big, thick glasses on that like magnify his sight. So yeah, so let me draw this guy and get his costume together. If I can get this picture up here to remember how his costume is. So he's got the tank top. I need some more light now. He's got the tank top. Come around his shoulders. And whenever something's round, if you put like a belt or strap or something, you have to make sure that thing is round. It's going around the shape of whatever it's going around, be it his waist, his chest, or whatever. Because if I just made it straight up, it would throw everything else off. It goes up under his arm. This is the second one that goes up under his arm. And it's a one piece, so he has his belt, so it comes up, and the belt is going to be right here. And why did I think about some kind of clown assassin story? Well, because I wanted something different. You know, everybody's trying to make their heroes so powerful. It's like a bragging right. Oh, my character can beat Superman. Oh, my character is, you know, better than Galactus. So he creates, you know, worlds, and, you know, so it's just like, where does it end? So I didn't want the high end of the spectrum. I wanted something a little bit lower, you know, while people are shuffling and trying to figure out, okay, what kind of powerful superhero should I look at, like, or buy a book, you know, then, you know, you get tired. Okay, well, this guy looks cool. This guy looks cool. So they need something different, completely different, something down to earth. It's like, what? This is a clown, a circus clown? Some people have that fear of clowns, because I remember I went to a convention and I had my books out, and some guy was coming along. He was looking at everybody's little booth, and then when he saw the clown, he's like, "Ooh!" And he jumped back, and I'm like, what? And he was scared of clowns, and I'm like, wow, that never really hit me until then, that some people have that clown fear. So yeah, never thought about that. And then people were like, did you see it? Did you see it? I never saw that movie. I never saw it. I you know, I've heard of it, but I never saw it. So, but mine is he's not a crazy killer clown. He's just an assassin that just did one too many jobs and was ashamed of what he'd been doing, because all he wanted to do was make people laugh, and he ended up becoming an assassin. Now, how would this belt go around his leg? This one's going to go around, but they're both going to go around, because, yeah, this is similar. Yeah, so he just got fed up. We got 4 straps, and he left the circus. And number one rule of the circus is, once you join, you can never leave, because, you know, they've done so much that you're taking these secrets that with you that can bring the circus down. But he just got fed up. His last job really screwed up, basically, and he was like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. What have I become? So he left, but he took a momentum with him from the job that he did, and unbeknownst to him, that little object that he took with him just to remember his last job had some, you know, very important secret information to another organization, and he didn't know. So that organization is now trying to find the clown as well as the circus. So it's basically actually it's like 4 kind of agencies looking for him, because getting a little more into the story, one, let's just say mafia. One mafia hired the clown to eliminate somebody from the other mafia who had that actual information on him. So because they wanted to ruin the one mafia so they could take over and just be the only one that, you know, runs that city. So when the clown took that information, unknowingly, the mafia thought that maybe he knew something. So he had to get that information. They had to get that information back from him before the other mafia realized what had happened, that they were connected to that situation. So, and then of course the circus is like, that's the number one rule. You cannot leave. So you got the 2 mafias, you got the circus, and you got the police who eventually come in to investigate what happened on the clown's last performance. Because as I say, it screwed up so bad. So a little bit about the story. But the clown is no joke. He is like the top assassin, kind of like worldwide. You know, everybody has a fear of the circus. Even the oldest underground mafias, they have the fear of these guys. So it's not like you're going to come after him and just like kill him or whatever. They all have the fear of the circus. So the one mafia is trying their best to not tell the ringmaster, who's in charge of the circus, exactly what happened. He's like putting it on the clown because he ran away. And nobody can figure out why, because the clown loved the circus. He really loved the circus. So it's kind of like a mystery and a survival thing, and he doesn't know what he has, but he's running with it. So we have these 4 straps around his legs. And these have little side pieces right here. Let me show you this. These little side pieces right here. And these are like flexible knives that you can stick in there. You can like kind of bend them, you know, so they kind of curve around his leg, and he pulls them out and he throws them. So if I can get him around his leg and keep his leg looking shapely, because you have this one piece right here. You have like a dip right here, and then it goes around. May curve around in more, but I will in inking. Like that. He has the belt, straps around his wrists. So many lines. I need my thing again. Everybody kind of has that strap around their wrists, some type of strap around their wrists. It's like kind of a Kevlar almost. It's not just cloth. It's, you know, if you get stabbed or cut or something, it'll block that. I'm not gonna say it's block bullets, but it's strong enough to stop a knife. And besides, usually people that use their wrists a lot, baseball players and boxers and so forth, tape themselves up. Okay, so he has no straps on his arms. He has this, but so now this is like one piece. This is all like one piece here. That, and put that foot here. And this is going to go back. All the way back. It's going to be tight up against his leg-ish, tight-ish. A little more shape to that. And yeah, I guess give him some heel. Kind of like the Kung Fu shoes, but this is like a one piece. So his knives are facing back, so you really wouldn't see them here. I'm gonna round this off a little bit more. So just for the sake of argument, I will put just a little square piece here. To give him some little depth to his leg. Not depth, but a little added something to make him look a little better. It won't be just so plain, just straps around his legs. Make this leg just a little bigger, thicker. So I have right here. There's the fourth one right here. And so 1, 2, 1, 2, where's it? 3, and the fourth one. Where's the fourth one? Or did I reverse it? 1, 2, no. Just a little higher, that's all. 2, 3, 4. So if you are watching this, and you know, why would you not be, because I'm talking to you, now you've heard the story of the samurai clown, basic parts of it anyway. So if someone comes up and like, oh, that's a good story, I'm going to use that, on whatever date that this thing is gone up, everybody has heard this story. So of course, all I have to do is play this back to, well, let's just say a lawyer or something like that, and say, hey, this, you know, these guys stole my story, stole my idea. I put this up on YouTube at this particular time, and they can play it back and hear the story. So it's basically kind of like a copyright that is a free copyright, but just telling people what it is. It's like somebody designing a car and then showing the world, and you can't go back and design a car that looks just like that. It's just you asking for it. All right, so I will put the knives here. The box is little cases for the knife. Goes up. Where's this one? It goes up. Goes up and around. Come out better in ink when I ink it. Goes up. So these come off of the leg. And I'm eventually going to stop a lot of YouTube and work on my comics more. I enjoy sharing the knowledge that I have with you guys, and I'm getting a lot of people that say, just thanking me because their art is getting a lot better because I'm giving like simple, instructions. And but yeah, I gotta do my book because I've got this Samurai Clown, I've got the Eye of the Beholder, I've got the Last Soldier, or the Next Soldier. So I've got like 3 books off the right that I'm working on now, plus several other that I have kind of put on hold from years ago. So one day I'm going to just do all my characters on one piece of paper and kind of just show you guys and then just kind of tell you a little bit about them. So I think that's it. Other than the face. So let me do the face. So we'll start with the nose. He's got kind of a big nose, kind of. A little mad expression. And this is where his brow is going to be. So as I say, he's got like these big, thick glasses. And he goes crazy when you take his glasses away. He just starts throwing knives like machine guns. Just, he just like freaks out. So that's kind of like his weakness. Taking his glasses off, but the guy never misses with the knives. This is going to come off because it's really thick. So you will see, because his face is turned, you will see this side of his glasses. Is that crooked? Yeah, that one is. Still with me, camera? Much better. And because his glasses are so magnified, his eyes always look really huge. get a little bit of brow here, a little bit of brow there. As I said, he's like a young cat, so. And I don't really do, you know, like teenagers in majority of my books. Majority of my characters are like older, in their 30s, at least. And he has more of a pointy chin because he is young. He doesn't have a square, one of those square chins as an adult would have. He's kind of like geeky, nerdy. It'll all come out on the in inking anyway. So got this kind of little hair, 1, 2, 3 with this little part. 3 little sprigs. And that's something else you're gonna have to do. Somebody asked me actually today, could I do a video on women's hair? And I did a video on hair, but again, as I said, like in another video, people ask me to do, you know, or teach them how to do, you know, these things that are never the same. Like if somebody asked me to draw a cat, you know, what kind of cat do you want? You know, there's all kind of different type cats. You know, and then what, you want a sleeping position of the cat or you want a sitting position of the cat? Is it short hair, long hair? So, you know, it's really hard to say, oh yeah, okay, I'll draw that, because somebody asked me to draw a truck. What kind of truck? You know, S150, S250, or, you know, 6-wheeler or a semi. So it's almost impossible to say, yeah, I'm going to show you how to draw a truck today. I can say I'm going to draw a truck, but may not be the truck that you're looking for. So, you know, I don't mind showing people how to do stuff, but you gotta have to be specific about what you want. And I'm looking at my man Sam's art. Sam's art, he has a live stream every Monday at 1 o'clock, I believe. He does a live stream. You know, I'm, you know, on there with him, checking him out, and he's rapping and drawing, and, you know, it's a good time and good art. So, you know, that got me thinking maybe I should do like a live stream one day and show people, take requests, you know, like you type in and say, can you show me how to do something? You know, and that way maybe I'll be able to show you guys how to do more stuff personally. But, you know, when it comes to computer tech and stuff like that, I suck, you know, so getting another camera hooked up and blah, blah, you know, I would be lost trying to do something like that. Let's see if we can cut this off now. Probably not, because there's so much glare. I wish you guys could, it's like this. If I hold it up like this and you see all that glare, that's what I see on his glasses. That's what I see when I don't use the light, because the pencil, just any place that pencil like that, it looks like that, and I cannot make out heads or tails. So let's see if I can get that up there again. If we turn on the light, you see how much better you can see? That's what I'm facing when I say I cannot see with the pencil. So yeah, I think that's it for that. Is a little belt. There's a second circle in it because it's like bullseye. It's like a bullseye belt. And I'm not going to put his backpack on him because you wouldn't understand. Let me see if I can find that and I can show you what I'm saying about the little backpack. This goes here, and it's going to be a little line here for the bicep. A line here for the bicep. All right, now we can get the light out until I start inking. I'll walk away from this for a few minutes and then come back and then see. But of course, I'm going to put some knives here, some throwing knives there, and some motion lines there. Let me see if I can find his little backpack. You see, you always have your research. This is how much research it takes to do you know, a comic book, and then more because I have like several more folders of of cut. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Of research drawings, you know, like I did this, I think I showed this online. It's the clown suit, some of the weapons of the clown. And I showed this, I did an actual clown drawing. You probably saw this. It was the number 3, day 3, I think it was. So let me see if I can find this real quick. All right, so these are more pictures that I found. I mean, I did a lot of drawings of these guys. So it's a round pack that fits on his back, and it's kind of like loaded with knives. So he'll reach up and he'll grab one and then throw it, and another one will spring up. It kind of like, I can't think of any device that we have that does that. But yeah, you should notice the thick glasses and then the little knives, that he has on there. He never misses. He never misses. So this was another drawing of him that I started and didn't finish. Because when you try to develop like 20 characters at one time, this was another one that I started. So this was kind of like the very first picture that I did of the group. And this is him, and he actually has a little vest to hold. When he has his round backpack, it's a little vest. And it has like the throwing knives, the little Naruto throwing knives on the chest. So let me see if you should zoom in a little bit more. If the camera wants to do right. Let's see if he wants to do right. My hand and the picture. Yeah, so those are the characters, the triplets, the fire eater, the fat lady. This is NC1. It's the ninja clown. He's like the head of the ninja clowns. Animal tamer, the fortune teller, the strong man, ringmaster, and of course the clown. So these are like the characters. So each character I had to, develop, draw, and then come up with a story. Everybody has to have a story. You have to have a story. So, and this is the last one. And you draw your character in as many poses as you can. And yeah, just follow my creating comic book from start to finish. It's on my channel. People they find one of my videos, and then they look at it and like, oh, I like that. Can you draw this? Can you draw that? And 90% of the stuff that people ask me is already on my channel, but people don't go to the videos and scroll down. I have like 200 and some videos. That's what I said, 200 and some videos of drawing tutorials. And a lot of stuff is there. So just going through stuff. These are the triplets. This is Billy, Jean, and Billie Jean. Just circus performance. So yeah, when you develop your characters, you have to do that. Maybe I'll do a video on just on my book, and then give you some information about doing books and creating characters and stuff. But that wouldn't really be considered drawing. But the whole goal is information to teach you guys. So yeah, let me ink this. Needs my light. And now you know why. Speed ink. All right, so here we go. I'm telling you, it gets really dark when I cut that light out. I'm so used to seeing that light. When I cut it out, this whole room just gets dark. So this is the final product. And of course, as I say, I could keep going and I could, add a lot more shadow and all of this, and I can make it better or I could mess it up. So that's why a lot of times I just let it go, because it's still, if I do something that I don't like, you might like it, you might think it looks good, but if I don't like it, I'm like, oh my god, why did I do that? So yeah, I don't unless I'm doing like a comic, doing my comics, my finished products. So then I'll do that. So this is the Knife Thrower, Trials of the Samurai Clown, and actually I put book 5 in to be printed. And I need to check it because I'm sure they wrote to me and gave me the price and printed, and it's probably been waiting for me to read for about 2 weeks now, because I've got just so much going on. It's just really hard to do this stuff by myself. So yeah, computer stuff, and then because I want to get into like some coloring. I bought some pens that I want to kind of get into. I want to do a tutorial on that. That's part of coloring. Maybe I'll throw that in there in one of these. I was thinking about coloring him, but no, it's already been over an hour. But it will be less when I cut it from the cut. All right, so this is going to be it for this day, which is day 13, and my email is going to pop up right here. So if you have any more questions about I need to put the things there. I'll put the things there. I'll cut it and I'll put the star arrows or whatever there. But I say, if you have any more questions about my book or anything, then write me at this email, and then I will get back to you. All right, so day 13 is almost over as soon as I cut. And okay, so there you are with him throwing his fake Naruto knives. Now I know somebody's gonna be like, those are not Naruto knives. No, they're not. He bought these from the Army Navy store for $9.95 for a pack of 12. So yeah, you can't say, those knives don't look like that. Maybe not, but this is what his looks like. So little direction lines, and then day 13 is officially over. I'll see you guys tomorrow.